Hello, hello. Heather here. Just thought I would do kind of a last minute live. I've just been struggling to try and find some time to get some lives in and some crafting done. So I thought I would just jump on here today. Sorry, just getting my iPad pulled up so I can see. There we go, find the comments. Okay, so hopefully I get a couple people jumping on and watching live today. So I'm just going to work on some ATC cards. So this is the watercolor paper that I had made a while back. I did a live with Sienna type effect. So I'm going to do the same thing on here, but I'm going to make some ATC cards. So I'm going to take my stencils and I'm going to then remove some of this watercolor that's on here. So even though this has been here for, a couple of weeks, it should still work because watercolor reactivates as soon as it touches water. So I've just pulled some things out that I'm going to use. So I've cut my ATC cards using the ATC special. So I've cut it with the ATC dies, so the smaller stitch one and then the full size one, and then I'm also going to use this to cut the back label. So I pulled those out, and then I'm going to be using a couple of other things as well. So let's just pull this over here. I don't need these backs right now, so I'm going to set them aside. And I'm going to do a couple of different things. So I think I'm going to try something a little bit different this time as well. But I thought I'd pull out this stencil instead. So this is from the newest stencil set, which of course I don't remember what number we're on. But this is the Art Journal stencils, the most recent that come with the Mr. and Mrs. collection. And I think I will pull out my nonstick mat for this, just in case it gets a little bit messy with the water. So we'll just put this down. It's getting a little bit messy, this mat, but that's okay because it still works. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to use this stencil. So I just want to find kind of where I want to put this on my card, what pattern I want to lift. Kind of like this off one. Oh, you know what? Actually, might be a better idea. I got a sticky mat, and I bet you that's going to work better. So I see a couple eyeballs. So drop a comment so I can see if they're working for me, please. That would be really helpful. I'm going to use that. I probably don't need this anymore, but... Oh, hi Jess. I'm glad you could pop on. Let's go like that. See if we can get this stencil to stick down so that it's not moving around. This one is very delicate. You can see I don't know if you can actually see. Some of these little pieces are getting bent because I've used this one quite a bit already. So the trick to this is just get a couple of layers of your watercolor down. So I probably put 3 or 4 layers of this watercolor on here. And then you need one of these dense makeup sponges. You really need to make sure that it's going to be nice and wet. So these work really well. And you just start tapping into that watercolor. You want to make sure that you clean that sponge, because otherwise it's just going to put more watercolor down. So you can see it's starting to have a bit of an impact already. And I think I'm going to grab a paper towel just so that I can pick it up even more. Okay. So it's definitely working. It's just a matter of how much I want to do. Let's pick up some more with the paper towel. Okay, I think we definitely need a bit more off of that. a little bit of a rub as I go here. Just see if it picks it up a little bit better. I don't want to rub too much though, because this is pretty cheap watercolor paper, so it will probably pill really easily. Since it was kind of an experiment, I didn't want to use my better watercolor paper. I thought I'd just try it on this cheap stuff, and it still worked nicely. So I think that should be good. Ooh, look at that. I love the reveal when I do this. So it may not have gotten in all the little tiny details. So let's pull that up. Need that to dry, and then let's do the next one. So I'm going to attempt to make 4 cards. So we'll see if I can manage to do that. And then I think I'm going to stick with this. This time I'm going to center it more. I'm going to do it in this direction. Just kind of tapping, but pulling it a tiny bit. Like I said, I don't want to do too much. Make sure I'm pushed down all the way there. Don't want the water going underneath. I want to make sure you can see the pretty pattern as much as possible. So it did pick up most of the details. Maybe not right to the fine points, but maybe if I give it a little bit more of a aggressive rub, not a lot more. Let's see. Okay, let's see what this one's going to look like. Yeah, so pretty much the same. That's fine. So it just gives a nice little kind of hint of that pattern. So I'm liking that, but this time I'm going to do this bigger piece. I decided to not cut the whole thing out. So I'm going to go, it's not going to, hang on. See, I want to try and get that stencil to stick down as much as I can so it's not going to move on me. There we go. Okay, so let's give this one a try and see how this pattern works. Got a little bit of water there, so it's sticking. This one is definitely much more open, so it should give some nice effect. Again, just rubbing a little bit. Oh, I see some more eyeballs popped on there. Hope you'll stay and see how this is going to turn out. Oh, I got to be careful. I'm rubbing a bit much, I think. It's going to go underneath, and then I'll just lose the pattern completely if I do that. Whoops. So for those of you that just popped on, this is the watercolor paper that I had done a few weeks back. I just dropped some layers, about 3 or 4 or 5, I don't know, layers of watercolor, just one color, just onto some paper, just to build it up and give it a lot of depth. And now I'm just removing it with water. So just remember to keep rinsing that sponge off. Hi, Holly. Is it vinegar? No, it's just water. It's just watercolor, so the water will pick it up. Even though it's been sitting for a few weeks, the watercolor reactivates. If you just leave it, it will reactivate again. Okay. Let's see if I get a nice reveal on this one too. Ooh, look at that. That's kind of neat. Okay. So we can just set those aside now. I am done with this, I think. Shouldn't need that anymore, so we'll just set it out of the way so I don't knock it over onto everything. Okay, now I wonder if these are dry enough to try another little trick. So let me just slide this back in here and get it out of my way. I don't have a very big desk, so I gotta try and keep stuff out of the way. Sticky, sticky. Oh, that's what that thing was. That's why it's not working. Silly. Silly, silly. Put the cover back on it. Oh my. Now it will slide back in there. There we go. Okay, get that out of the way. Okay, so I think I'll try this one. So what I thought might be fun to do, paper's a little bit damp, but I think it'll be okay, is I'm going to take this stencil again. Now this is good luck. I have to try and match this back up again. So I did a little test on this, and I think this is going to work. So I'm just going to match that back up. And now that I put that sticky mat away, I really should pull it back out again. But I'm not going to bother. So I've just taken a darker blue ink, and I've just put this back where I had it, more or less. And I'm going to go like this. And let's see what happens. So it's a pretty intricate stencil, so I might not get in all the openings that great, but that's okay. I'm gonna get inky fingers doing this. Did I move it? This is like shaking my whole desk. Seems okay. Because my camera is mounted beside me here, so I could be shaking it. Okay, I think that's good enough. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Oh, I like that. I actually did a really good job of lining it up. You can see a little bit of shadow, which is not a bad thing. So like I could have just gone over top. But I think this is just kind of neat. The first one I did have a bit of a shadow, so I think I'm going to do that again and see if I can, oh, that's right, it was this way, if I can get a bit of a shadow going. So that was like here. So I'm going to line it up, and I'm purposely going to be off a little bit if I can get that. Okay, I think that's good. We're going to see what happens this time. I think this is going to look very different than that one if I've done this properly. So I'm going to make, for those of you that just joined, the whole point is I'm going to try and make some ATC cards. Well, I'm going to. I think my plan is to make some shakers. I love making shakers. They're so fun. Okay. There we go. So I like that better. So see how you get that little bit of a highlight? Isn't that cool? I like that. That's really neat. Okay, but I'm not going to do it with the other. I'm going to leave the other one the way it is. And I'm going to get a wet wipe. Put this ink off of my fingers before I make a mess of everything. Oh. Thanks, Jess. Okay, that's probably, I can do that later. I'll do that later. Let's just give that a bit of a clean. Get that paper towel out. That'll wash off if I leave it for later. Okay. Get this out of the way now. Did I? Oh. Well, hopefully I don't get blue ink on everything. That's messy. Okay. So, what I want to do now, so I have cut out a couple of little words here, and I've got the star. I might do that on the base. Okay. So I just need to grab my die cutting machine here. It's just behind me, but I'll pull it up because I need to do a few die cuts. So pull it out here. And we're gonna start with this. So this was the plan, was to make, it's gonna be a shaker, but I'm just gonna do one little opening in it. So I'm gonna go like that. Need some shape. Hopefully that will hold it, and then I can cut this while I'm at it. Let's start on this side. I should be able to get 2 out of this. And put that in the machine. Don't overlap. That would not be good. Okay. So let's see. What do we get? It's a little bit damp. Come on, get off there. There we go. And then this. Not quite. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, and then we want to do one more star. This time we'll do one at the bottom. Maybe over a bit more. I need to have room to put some tape there, though. There, we'll go with that. The more I talk, the more I get a frog stuck in my throat. I don't know what that's about. So I think it's allergies. Okay, that one. Oops, just comments just disappear. Does that shake my camera too? Okay, I think I do need some more bases. So here's a question for you. Oh, I pulled out black and I cut a couple of those because it looks great with this teal. Look at that. Should I cut that blue? Yeah, I think I should. Okay, I'm gonna grab some of this blue to cut. I have to find it. I didn't pull it out. Yeah, this is the color. Okay, so we'll cut a couple of those. I always like to use the smallest piece possible. And I need that piece. Here it is. Come on. This one. Ooh, it does. Okay, so we'll cut 2 of those. Gonna look a lot better. Yeah, get up there. Because the paper's like damp, it's the tape sticking to it. Okay. One, 2, double check that I am lined up okay. Yep. That one through. So I don't know about you, but I don't like to run my the whole thing right through, so you see that I offset it, and then I just am running through the piece that I need. Makes it a lot faster than having to run it all the way through. This way. And I always like to put it on a bit of an angle if I can, because it just makes it easier when you have a straight line going through the die cutting machine, like this way. Doesn't always cut it the best, right? So I know I've had that issue a lot. I don't know if any of you have, but if you just turn it on a slight angle, it makes it so much easier. But I do have the pressure pretty high on mine right now, so pretty much everything is cutting. Don't know how great that is for my mats, but oh well. Okay, let's get this out of the way for now. Turn that off so I can save it. Okay, so that looks pretty cool. And I'm going to set that aside. I'm also gonna stamp on these. And I think I'm just gonna do it subtle. So I think I'll just stamp in the same color. Oh, my magnets are sticking. Everything. Let's get this out of the way. I don't keep doing that. So I pulled out this new lace. So this is from David's Mr. and Mrs. collection as well. Just love the script stamp. Definitely one of my favorites. And I will, that's good enough. I don't need the whole thing. I've got a scrap piece of paper here. Okay. Just like to make sure that there's no oils on it, although I've used this one a fair bit, so it should be fine, but it's just habit now. I just do that. Okay, so like one, look, they look the same. One's the top and one's the bottom. Which one is which now? It doesn't matter. I'm going to do this one on the bottom because the highlight is more on the top, so that looks more natural. Okay. So this is pretty much going to cover it, even though it doesn't need to. There we go. I love doing the tone on tone because it's subtle, but it looks really nice. There we go. That one back on that side. Give that a quick clean. The black I am, oh, I was going to maybe switch up. So, oh, I didn't cut a star out of that. I forgot. So let's do that real quick. Oops, forgot that. The washi. There. So I'm going to go here because that didn't pick up, remove the watercolor as much as the other areas. Save those stars for some other project. And then we'll go here. That. So I just gotta make sure I have enough room to put some foam tape around those edges. Okay. Oops, that goes there. That goes there. The star is from set. Which one? Oh, no, Playful Grunge. So this is part of Mr. and Mrs. collection as well. So the star is from the Playful Grunge set. Where does it go? It goes here. Okay. So now I do want to stamp. I want to do them all kind of at the same time, but I don't want to use the same one. So let's try something different. So this time, let's try the lace. Because we're going to, we're going to do that. We're going to emboss it. We're going to emboss it in silver, I think. So I've got this, I've got white shakers for it. What if I emboss it in black? I didn't plan this part out, so. I don't want to do white just because I'm going to put white shaker in it. So I've got, what if I use this one? This is a mix of silver and gold. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Okay. So I need what? Excuse me. I need this. This is really heavy. There, just to help things not stick too much. This is really fine, so I don't know what it's going to look like embossed. It should be good. It's fine embossing powder, I think, so it should be fine. And I'm going to wipe that off. I usually just wipe it on my shirt. There, okay. I need my heat gun, so I need to plug that in. So just get that ready. Okay, and then I need another piece of paper to have ready. Okay, so I'm going to grab there's the mark. And my stamp. Okay. I think I got everything ready now. So again, I don't need to worry about covering the whole thing because you're only going to see the little bit. Okay. Oh, I think this is going to look nice. I think. Gotta do this quick before it starts to dry. There we go. I think I missed a spot, but that's okay. I can deal with that when what do I want? Oh, lid. Okay, so we're going to switch paper. I don't want it to stick to the paper. So I don't have very much of this left. Like I said, it's a mix. I was experimenting. So it's a mix of gold and silver. So it's kind of like a champagne color. Okay, put that there. Let's get some of this back in here so I can finish the second one. That one covered. Don't really need to worry about it, but rather than it being sticky, I might as well cover it. Okay, that is almost done. And trying to use it up. Okay, that out of the way, and my heat tool. Okay, I'm going to just do a quick clean on this. I don't like to leave first mark on my stamps. Okay, we'll set that out of the way, set that out of the way, and I think I'm going to use my tweezers. Probably a better idea. You know what? I have these other ones. Yeah, these funky ones. There. Okay, here comes the noise. Oh, I might have to use the other one. See how long it's going to take me to melt this. Sometimes I think this heat gun isn't, oh there it goes, isn't really working properly. It always feels like it's like off target. I think it blows it sideways or something. Come on. There we go. Oops. Last little bit. Oh, I think I missed a bit at the bottom here. Like I said, it doesn't really matter, but I don't want it to be messy. I'm just going to hold on to it this time. See if I can do this without burning myself. Oh, I love watching it melt. So cool. Oh, that was not good. Oops. That's why you use tweezers, so you don't make a mess. Okay, that's good. Like I said, doesn't really matter as long as I got one spot where that window's going to be, because it's a very tiny window. Okay. Those and this. Okay, so that, see, that will go there. Oh, I totally forgot. You're going to see that outside. Oh, I think I'm okay with that though. That's kind of neat. I should have just done the middle, but that's actually kind of neat, eh? That you can see it just on the side. Let's see what these look like. This I can fix easily. That one's for this one. Do I want to fix it or just leave it off? I think I'm going to leave it like it's just part of it. Kind of like that. Okay. I need to ink distress, I think. Do I want to ink distress? I definitely feel like this blue one I want to ink distress. So let's debate. Do I use my blue or do I use my toffee? What do I use to ink distress these? I think I'm going to stick with this. I think I'm going to stick with this one. Just nice and gently, give it a little bit. I don't often use color to ink distress, but sometimes it just works. I'm thinking I might do something different with those ones. Okay, that little blob there, I think that was from the tape, but that's okay. I'll have to cover that up. Oh, this one. Okay, so get that out of the way, we don't need it. Let's see if there's, I don't know folks if those comments are still working or not. Seems to happen every time I do a live. I end up missing half of them because they disappear on me. Okay, so we need acetate, which I have a little piece of. So I'm going to need another piece, but it's big enough for two, I think. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to do this and this, and then I will do this around it. always leery with the liquid adhesive with the acetate because I don't want it to smush out, right? It's not gonna. There. Rub that off, or my shakers will stick to it. Nice and stuck down. Look at that. Can't even see it. Now this side. Whoa, crash. There. Do the same thing. There we go. Bits of something there. Bits of paper or something. Okay. Oh, that made a bit of a mess. Get some glue on it. A clean paper towel. There. Okay, so that's those two. Grab another piece. This is like the back of a stamp. So you know when you get stamps, the acrylic stamps, they have this clear sheet. Sometimes it's clear enough that you can reuse it. Not always. Often it leaves the outline of the stamp. But the ones that are clear I just save. And I reuse them. They're great for this because this one's not very heavy. But it does work great. Especially when it's such a small shaker opening. And the reason I don't have them back on my stamps is because I put foam behind my stamps, like, right? So I take that off and I put the foam on because it's so hard to get that plastic off sometimes. I get very frustrated, so I just put it on the foam and it works much better. Go. Sure, it's stuck down. One more. Like an assembly line doing this. Initially, I was only going to do two, and then I had that other idea to ink them, not just remove the watercolor. So I thought I better try and do more. Okay, so now those are all ready. I need to, I need to do it this way. So I need to get the foam on here. So what is going to be the best way to do that? It's going to be harder to line up. Yep, that's the right one. No, that one's going to go that way and that one's going to go that way. I'll never keep these straight, you know. I'll never keep them straight. So like that, like that, and like that. So that's how we want them. I'm just thinking I could probably do it this way. So I'm just trying to decide. I don't want the shaker bits like to go all the way to the bottom when the opening is just at the top. So I just want to frame that opening, and then I'll put some extra foam down there. So I got the thin stuff out because I was pretty sure I was going to need some of the thin stuff. So I need to make sure that that's tight and closed so that my shaker stuff stays in there, and then I can use a bit thicker Oh, there it is. This one, this one, this one. Again, just make sure that's nice and tight. Should be able to fit that there. So just put it like upside down so that I can see how it fits. Tuck that in. There. Okay. So now I can just put a piece at the bottom. And whatever, I'll stick a little thin piece in the middle here just to make sure it's not going to collapse on me. Yeah, I thought that was too big. And I'll just tuck that in there. Okay, so this one, it's going like this. So let's see. I just see a little bit of glue on that. I want to make sure that it's clean. Okay. So let's see if I can do this, because static cling sometimes makes a big, huge mess of this. So I just got these little starry kind of shapes. Oh, they went all over. They went all over. Not going to be good enough. Maybe just a little bit more. Be generous. And hopefully they don't all fly up and move as soon as I go and try to detach this, because that's what happens. We'll try this one, and if it doesn't work, we'll do the other ones differently. So now I gotta get all this backing off. A lot of times I would not pull the entire backing off, but I have too many little pieces. Oops. So I might need to be more strategic with the next one and where I put my foam tape to make this easier. Okay. I think I'm going to stand up and see if I can get this centered nicely. Right there. Hopefully I don't have too much in there. Yeah, see? I want it to be a lot. You can still see the script behind there, but I did want it to be a lot. Okay. So that worked out okay. So let's do this one. Try and make them full pieces of foam tape. Although that, like I said, that worked quite easily. Make sure you don't see it through the opening. Use the thick one here. And this one you don't need it to be as tight. This is the one you need to get it nice and tight. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so that goes there. Right about there. Little pieces flying everywhere. I need a little scoopy thing, which I actually have little spoons somewhere. I should pull them out. Would make it easier. Yeah, let's do that because now it's getting harder. Just, whoops, crashing things again. Let's see if these work. Look, a friend of mine gave me these. They're just little plastic spoons meant for food. But there. Okay. See, now I can pull those in a little bit. Okay. Oh my God. I think so. Okay, so this time I am going to pull this one off, and I am going to pull this one off, and hope that I can still line this up without a problem. So then this is what I would normally do. I fold these back, and then pull this one off and fold it back a little bit. Okay, then I can line up before I 100% commit. There, but that's actually, they seem to be going together fairly easily. Oh, I lost that. I'm going to have to get that out of there. I think I'm a little bit crooked actually. Okay, I got to get that out of there though, because otherwise my shaker bits are going to come out. So I'm just going to use my little pokey. Oh, it's sticking. Oh, that's why. So here's how you fix that problem. Of course, it has to be the thicker tape. Makes it harder. There, come on, come on. Get out of there. There we go. Okay. Now it's stuck. I think I put more in that one. That's okay. I want it to, you know, be good. Okay, so then let's do these ones. See how quickly I can do these ones. This one. Make sure I'm over far enough there. Maybe I'll just do one for now, and then, oops, I could do the other one after. Because I still gotta decorate the front of it. Oh, just gotta put the thick one here. Just want you to see the difference. Okay, that should be okay. Because I'm on a bit of an angle there, so I want to make sure that I am tight. Ugh. Sticky. Okay, there we go. And then this one goes here. So let's scoop up some of these. Where was I? Right over here. That may be more than I need this time. Let's take a little bit away. Okay, how's that? Okay, I'm gonna just take them all off, I think. I think it actually worked better when I did that. I was able to line it up okay, right? Because that one's a little bit crooked and the other one is actually better. So let's just take it all off. Oops, come on. They're sticking to my fingers now. Okay. There we go. There we go. So can't totally see a lot of the gold. There's still a lot in there. Okay, so I'll just set this aside and do it after because that's very repetitive. Okay, so I cut these out thinking I would use them because they're black, the black and blue. So I think I will put one of them here. And then I'm going to cut out a sentiment for this other one. Oh, you get to see my trick. It's not working. That's what I do with my ties usually, instead of this. But there. That was easier on this one. think I'll go with that. I was thinking, oh, I didn't edge to that one, eh? Here, I'm going to try something else. I just have to find what I need. I think it's this one. Aha. So I'm going to use some luster wax. Whoops. I don't even think I've used this one yet. Okay, this is messy though. So maybe I won't do that until I do this other thing. So, okay, let's set that aside. I'm going to do that. I'll show you what I want to do there. Okay, but make some room here. Okay, stamping. I've got like so tiny of space. Okay, so I got these ones. So these are journal phrases stamps. So 2, 3, and 4. And I actually think I might use this one. I think I'll use this one today. So this one comes with the die. These ones don't come with the die, but they're square, so you just trim them out. This one comes with the die, so I kind of like, I feel like I don't want a square shape on there. I want, right, like more of a organic shape. This is just one stamp. Just gotta get it off of here. Okay, I got my big massive block. Oh, things crush. Okay. This. Oh, I need a drink. Okay, and we are going to stamp it on white. Yes, we're going to stamp it on white. Just need to find a piece of white. What's that? I'm going to have to cut a piece of white. I don't have any smaller pieces. Okay. Still got too much stuff laying around. Okay, so I need about 4 inches. There we go. Cut a 4-inch strip, and I'm going to grab my stamping mat just to make sure I get a nice crisp image. Oh, throwing things everywhere. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to stamp it in this dark blue. Just gotta make sure I get it nicely inked. It does have 4 markers on the corner so that you can line up the die. I am not overly worried about those. The key here is not to drop it. And yes, I've done that. Okay. Get some nice pressure on there. There we go. So I was a little bit light on the ink on the sides there, but it's okay. It's not too bad. It still worked. Get that clean. There we go. Set that aside. And then now I can do this. Don't need that anymore. The good thing about having a small workstation is everything's pretty much within arm's reach. I don't know how much of this I'm going to need. Okay, so now the key is just to line this up. So as I said, it's got the 4 markers on the corner that you can line up. So how are we looking? It looks pretty good. I'm not going to have anywhere to tape that. So I'm going to have to tape it over the sentiment. Do it on this side. Hold. My tape's not as fresh as it used to be. But I don't like it when it's fresh. Okay, I'm just going to get this machine back. Moved it. No, okay. And oh, a little bit tight there to get it started. Like I said, I have my tension pretty tight on this. This machine has dials so that you can adjust your tension, which is fantastic. You don't have to worry about shims. So it's wonderful that way. Okay, these out of the way. Pop all these out. Not great. Now I have a whole pile of sentiments. Probably have some in this color already too. Okay, so now I just got to decide which ones I want. So again, that's the top on that one. That one's kind of nice. What do we want? I think I like that one. Okay, I'm gonna go with those. So for these ones, do I want to ink them in this? I don't think so. I think I'm still gonna use a blue. You know what? I'm not gonna ink them at all. I actually am gonna leave them just white because I like that. It stands out a little bit that way. I was just gonna go there, make sure I get it straight. It's always hard when I'm on camera because I want to stick my head in there. There, and then this one. This one I might change just because it's got that little, yeah, it's okay there. It doesn't cover it up completely, but it's not as noticeable because it's smaller and it's close. Just wait, like that actually covers it up. Ooh, there. Okay, so I've got those two done, and I did not stamp the back, but this is a really dark blue. Same with this black one. So I'm going to stamp it on white, which I have now that I cut that piece. So why don't I do that quickly before I get my fingers all messy. And then we can run that through. I just want to show you. Oh, what am I looking for? Here we go. Okay, so I've got this ready. So this is the ATC special kit, the original one. So it's got the label for the back so that you can label your ATC cards. So I'm just going to ink that up. Got one. Oh, that didn't work that great. Oh, there's a fold there because of the die. Two. I probably could have trimmed that, but I don't think I would have gotten any more. Three. I still need one more. Grab. Might as well do them while I've got it. It should be big enough. There we go. Okay, so those are all good. And clean that off. Okay, and then I'll use this. I'm just going to set those aside and I'll do them later, but I'm going to run this one through just so you can see what it will look like. Take this here. I think I have another piece somewhere. Don't know where I put it. Okay, so that's lined up nicely. I think. Run that through. So I don't think I will ink these either. Oh, I just realized I stamped them all in this color. I should have stamped two in black, but whatever. I will switch them out later. This is just to give you an idea. So then I will fill that out and then I will just attach it to the back here. That looks nice. It really stands out. So I wouldn't ink that either. I would just leave that the way that it is. Okay, so then this one, I'm going to take my luster wax. This is why I say I'm going to get messy because it works better with your finger. Just don't want a lot on my finger. And see, as I go, I'm actually getting both. So this is kind of good. Because I want to catch the edge of both. Just gotta, you don't want a lot. See, it really, little bit goes a long way, this stuff. And it just adds a little bit heavier because the rest is a bit heavier. There we go, like that. So what would have been really neat would be to have been able to do that. But there's no way I can get that edge now. I'm way too far gone in that. But I will do this. See, I don't even think I need to put any more on my finger. I got, whoa, enough on my finger. Okay, so let's see. Got a little bit too much on that. That's okay. That one I'm going to put down below. Keep dropping this thing. It's slippery, this lid. Okay, I need to wipe this off. I think my wet wipe is still got a little bit of wet. Oops. Oh. That's good enough. Okay, tweezers. Okay, and then this can go on with some of this liquid adhesive. Just like to get all those little bits so that they don't get caught when I'm putting them in and out of pockets. And that goes right there. I'm going to use this piece of scrap paper just to push it down because I don't want to get any more ink on it and make a big mess. Okay, so there we go. So my next one, I won't put as much in so you can see the gold underneath better. I might even change up what I put in there because now that one looks really good with the white because I used white, but this one I didn't. I was thinking it would be more white. Anyway, I changed it up as I went along. So this one I would, oh, look at that mess. I would put, stamp it in black, I think. So I think that's it for today. Anyway, thanks for joining me, folks that joined me. And if you watch on the replay, drop in a little comment there and let me know. Can't get those, there we go. Okay, have a great day, everybody. And we will see you all next time. Oh, we'll see you on Friday. I am live on Friday on the Elizabeth Craft page. Bye-bye.